Hello everyone, good evening once again to another episode of Evening Talk with IQI Canada. I'm your host, Omer Khan, and along with me, the handsome gentleman is my esteemed colleague, Mr. Joseph Wu. We did our introductions initially, so if you are interested to know how the first episode went, do look us up online, and we hope you enjoyed that episode. In today's episode, essentially, we needed a quick couple of bullet questions prepared for Joseph, who obviously is enlightening us with a lot of positive intakes, specifically for the commercial real estate sector. So today I wanted to ask you, my dear sir, for the perspective for investors. And the most common question that normally comes about when we are having this conversation is that what are some lucrative commercial real estate investment trends that you are observing nowadays?
Okay, thank you, Omar. Thanks for having me again. So talking about lucrative, this is a very important word, right? All the investments or all the investors, I think that they all want to see a lucrative investment. Okay, so if so easy to define, and I don't think that there won't be any lucrative more.
Okay,
right,
got it, absolutely.
Because everybody just go in.
I do.
So they must. So when it comes to lucrative, I would say that first, as a commercial real estate investor, they need to learn and they need to equip themselves with enough commercial knowledge.
Correct.
Commercial is not just the property. Yeah. Buying house, this is your house.
Correct.
But when it comes to commercial, it has very much to do with the whole economy.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
The whole it's a global, not just domestic, but
you need to study the implications which are coming
and
in.
globally.
Correct.
Right?
I agree.
We know that this is a globalization era. So when it comes to lucrative, I would say that there's still a trend, and everybody knows that after the pandemic or during the pandemic, the whole we call mainly we're talking about commercial. I would say that commercial real estate demography, or configuration change a lot.
Yes.
Change a lot. For example, people like to go to the restaurant, right, and sit there to be served. But after the pandemic, or during the pandemic, people change. They just call online. They call Uber Eat, right? And they kind of reluctant to go to the restaurant because of this stupid
the lifestyles have changed, or rather evolved.
Life pattern, life habit change.
Right, correct.
So before, restaurant is not that lucrative, because you have to have a big space, right? You have to hire lots of waiters and waitresses. That's high expense, right? Correct. High expense. And you also have to pay lots of
utilities.
Utilities, something like that. But right now, the restaurant, because majority of their revenue generated by takeout.
Correct.
So the
overhead comes down.
Kitchen become the most important part.
Okay.
Right, and
That's
also a pickup area.
Yeah.
So they no longer need such a big space. A normal kitchens occupy almost 50% of the whole rental space.
Yes.
Kitchen is very important. Some kitchen even more than 50%.
Depends on the efficiency they're putting out.
The full kitchen.
Correct.
Right. So, however, after pandemic, they don't need so many tables for the guests.
Yes.
Right, for the guests, and pickup is faster. Because when the clients come into the restaurant, they sit there for 1-2 hours, right? But pick up 2 minutes, big deal, waiting and then go, right? So kind of depends on what kind of restaurant you're looking at. True. So that's why after pandemic or during the pandemic, especially that we call the the latter part of the pandemic period.
While it was basically weaning off.
We call post, right?
Okay.
The post-pandemic. Lots of demanding of restaurant, trying to find a small space. Used to 2,000, 3,000. Right now, I only need 1,000
that
for
is true.
kitchen. That's it.
True. That is true.
Right?
Yeah.
So they focus on takeout.
Okay.
They focus on takeout. So is that lucrative? Yes.
Yeah,
but for a certain period of time. But whenever too many people getting into this restaurant, this we call the takeout restaurant, again, competition generated.
And then your revenues will start getting
Then,
affected.
yes, whenever you have competition, it's no longer that lucrative.
Okay. So
Right?
essentially, in a nutshell, basically,
one
is that
thing.
you were, sorry about that.
Yeah,
that,
this is, I just give you an example.
Correct.
And before pandemic, nobody cared about warehouse.
Yeah.
So lots of vacants.
You were reading my
But
mind.
right now, warehouse, you couldn't even find one.
I've been hunting around for almost a month and a half, and we're
Why?
not able to
Because
locate.
all is door-to-door delivery.
Yes.
So they need a hub.
Yes.
They need a warehouse.
Absolutely.
Right? Not just we call the fulfillment center, the biggest one from Amazon,
Even
but
the-
also to we call the community, a small hub.
Correct.
Right? Delivery we call depot.
Yes.
So warehouse become
In
demanding.
demand.
Yeah. 4 years ago, $150 per square foot.
could pick
Right
it
now, $500 per square foot. So in this,
just
okay.
stop at that. This is what I was indicating. If you see the margin, the pricing which Joseph just mentioned, that just shows you the, if I should not say percentage, but the lucrative indicators that commercial real estate is actually holding, subjective to you doing the proper prerequisites check, and obviously being in touch with the gentleman who's being questioned here. No, but jokes aside, Joseph, how about you sharing some tips on how to maximize ROI in real estate?
Well, Omar and also the audience, I think the first thing that we need to define ROI.
Yes.
Right? People need to understand what is ROI.
Absolutely.
ROI we call return of investment or return on investments.
Correct.
Right? ROI. So everybody want to see they have return from their investments, right?
Absolutely.
So whenever we talk about that, how to maximize, different kinds of commercial real estate investment, they require different tips to maximize their ROI.
Yes.
Okay, what is the we call the leverage, or the leverage of the ROI means you have to increase your revenue, right?
Yes.
And decrease your expenses, your cost. Right, that's the only way. So,
simple formula.
Yes, that's
But very complicated process.
So that's why I would say that a good business mind, or to be trained with good business mind, is very important.
Okay.
Right? Since you know how to manage the business. You know how to manage the business.
Got it.
So I could give you an example. If you, for example, that we mentioned earlier about the takeout restaurant.
Right.
Right? The reason they reduce the space.
And the costing.
Right, and they don't need too many waiter and waitress. That's a very expensive cost, right?
Right.
And they reduce their utility, only the kitchen.
Right.
So they only need a cup of chef to increase their
and a
delivery
good app
volume.
to run all the orders
Yeah,
from.
and that's a business mind, right?
Okay.
That's a business mind.
All right.
Yeah, so I would say that when come to commercial, and again, that depends on how you work with fulfillment center or the whole system.
Right.
Online delivery, they come with a big system. You could call Amazon, or you could online to order your stuff, and your stuff gonna deliver from the manufacturer to the fulfillment center, and to we call like hub.
Yes.
All the way to the door-to-door delivery.
Correct.
So you have to have that experience, or you have to have that knowledge how to put that together to put your business connected to the whole delivery system mechanism. I think this is all business mind, right? So how to maximize, and so that's why I always recommend, if anyone who doesn't have the good
mindset.
business mindset,
Right.
better not to run into this. A good
Or hire
chef,
proper professionals for it.
A good chef doesn't guarantee your restaurant
Right.
is profitable.
Basically, in a nutshell, again, what the gentleman is saying, that not only studying the business model that you're looking at, but also studying the eco-environment around you is what will ensure that whatever investment you're doing on a commercial property will ensure the profitability. And with that small tip-off, I'll take your leave.